Ross.
And I'm AJ Finney.
And this is
Hippie?
Not Hippie.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 21 of Hippie, Not Hippie.
Yeah.
And today in the studio, we're joined by the very funny Adam Newman.
Is he a hippie? We're about to find out.
Yeah, who knows? But I know that we're not going to have a problem talking.
No.
We're not going to have a problem filling this hour. I'm like, holy shit. Sometimes, you can tell that just we all have ADHD and we'll all just fill in the blanks.
We all got ADHD. We all like to experiment with different things in our bodies. And we all like comedy, and we all have beautiful hair.
Yeah.
If we can get into hair tips, if it comes down to it, if we can't think of anything else.
I'm enjoying this coffee that you made.
Yeah, I made a little mushroom brew this morning.
Yeah, I made the mistake of going, oh, it must be lion's mane, but I think it's...
I don't know what that means.
Was that a different animal?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it was a lion, but I just went with it. I felt it and went.
I was like, I don't even know what animal that is.
I don't know. It's loose.
That's the sound the mushrooms will make when they come to life.
Yeah,
But,
that's mushrooms percolating.
That's not like trippy mushroom tea, right? It's just that new fad of mushroom.
Oh, no, it is.
They're albino
is?
Averys.
Yeah.
I don't know what that even. I don't know what that. I do them. I do the occasional mushrooms, but I don't know the differences between that stuff. Like
they're
I would with
legalized
weed.
now here in Colorado, so now we got to start naming everything and
Getting ready for the stores to open.
yeah, don't worry.
Yeah,
in a year, mushrooms won't be cool anymore.
Yeah, I'm going to be like, that's so last year.
Everybody's going to be like, well, didn't we legalize DMT too? Fuck yeah, we did.
Yeah, actually, we did. That. Yeah. And
Dave Matthews tanned. Sorry, it's going to be a lot of that.
Oh, my.
Yeah, reoccurring theme.
Yeah,
Dave.
that is two episodes where Dave's come up. Last night.
Oh, really?
Last night there was a guy who'd we talked to Ian Aber and
Oh yeah,
Payne.
yeah, from Atlanta. I was just at
Yeah.
the Laughing Skull. I love that guy.
And apparently Payne has been to the Gorge and seen Dave several times. So when we started diving into Hippie or Not Hippie, it was nice to have Payne on my side.
I've seen 2 Dave Matthews shows in high school, and they were both like, all right, this is where all the girls are going. I went with the big group.
Oh, so you went for the ladies, not for not for the
I'm
Dave.
a guitar guy, so when I first started playing guitar, I'm not like a Dave Matt. I had Under the Table and Dreaming, and he's like it's a kind of guitar that most of us don't play. Like it's a style of guitar that like was very different than all the other stuff I was trying to learn back then. So I learned the hits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Tim Reynolds. That's what won me over.
I had that one. I had the
Blue
double
Album?
the CD with Tim Reynolds and him, and he did that like solo thing on
So
there,
good.
and that was super. Yeah, that was super impressive when I was like 16. I haven't re-listened to it. Is it still impressive?
I think it still holds up.
Cool.
Jesus Christ was nailed to a tree. Said, hey, Daddy-o.
In the warehouse.
I'm
Right. I only do my impressions are all an octave higher for some reason. I can't do accents or anything. Like I could never do a British accent unless you put it up an octave, and then I'm just like a spot of tea. Like I can do it, but if I try to do it in my regular voice, it doesn't come out right.
So you do falsetto accents.
I do falsetto accents. Yes, I can do the Queen. And a guy who got kicked in the nuts. What would you call it? What do you get? You get kicked in the what when you're British? Kicked in the
beans?
Kicked in the beans? That sounds right.
Is that they kicked me in the beans?
In the beans? Oh, that wasn't good.
That wasn't.
Ugh.
You want to give it a shot?
They kicked me in the tea bag.
Oh,
right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Or no, I don't know. Tea bags when you dunk your balls. Did that even come from the British?
I got kicked in the beans for trying to dip my tea bag.
So, where did you grow up, Adam?
These are the pinball transitions.
Where were
I'll
you
tell you
listening?
that-
Where were you listening to these Dave Matthews?
Gotcha. I'll give you the answers, and then I'll try to throw in either things that will lean you one way or the other to the hippie thing. But I grew up in New Hampshire, which is very close to Vermont.
Which is fish country.
Which is fish country. I had a cousin growing up who used to follow fish around. That's one fish show. I have been to a fish show. and it was I went with my cousin, but that was in Georgia later on. I grew up in New Hampshire until I was about 15, and then my dad got a job in Georgia, so we moved to like suburbs of Atlanta for like the second half of high school.
What did your dad do? Or what did were your parents together or divorced?
Parents were together, still are together.
Okay.
And my dad was like
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's not. I don't know if it's better or worse that they're together. But they.
I think it's good.
Yeah. You seem well-rounded.
Thank you. As far as
I love it when I feel like you take a compliment the same way I do, where I'm like, all right, where's the burn coming?
Yeah, or it's a lot of and I've learned from my wife, the other women I've dated, friends, just to be like, when someone says something nice to you, or so, just say thank you or whatever.
Yeah.
But like in my head, it's like, oh, there's so much more personal stuff I'd love. I was like, what do I don't know what to let out. I'm an oversharer for sure.
That's perfect.
But.
Oh no, that was very loaded.
Yeah, everything feels every question feels loaded to me. Every answer I give, I'm like, do you want the short? How much do you want out of this?
Right.
I don't want to bring anybody down. But you know, I'm generally, as far as comedians go, I think I'm about as well adjusted as it gets. I had a generally good childhood in New Hampshire. A lot of being outside, a lot of
nature,
a lot of hiking, a lot of playing fake guns in the woods.
Yeah.
A lot of we had a my dad was an accountant.
Do you own a gun?
I do not own a gun. I just shot guns, like real guns, for the first time in my life.
Wait,
in Vegas,
what?
like a few months ago.
Did you like it?
So fun,
Right.
I'm not.
It's exhilarating.
Did you get away with the money?
We went to a gun range, and here's the thing. So I'm not, whatever. I don't know how political you guys get. I don't know if anybody cares. I'm very, I'm pro gun control in the most like normal, sane person thing ever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, no one needs a bazooka.
You don't need a bazooka.
I think 80% of the country actually is pro for some gun control.
The most obvious, make it as difficult to do a background check. Make sure you're not a fucking psycho, and make sure you have some sort of safety knowledge and some sort of background check. Whatever, just like regular shit. No, I want to take anyone's guns. I don't even care what fucking guns people have. Whatever. But so me and my friends went to a gun range in Vegas.
So you're pro bazooka?
But like, if I can go to a gun range and pay $100 and shoot a bazooka,
Dude, I would shoot a fucking bazooka.
So we did. They had a package. It was like whatever, I don't know, $80 or something, and you could pick 3 guns. And so we picked. We wanted to pick a regular old handgun. I don't know what 9mm Glock. It was a Glock. Okay, which just sounded whatever. And then there was a AR-15, which is like the fucking celebrity of guns. I want to know. This is the big one. I want to know what that feels like. I want to know what it looks like. Whatever. So I did that, and then there was like a much more machine gun type one. But then there was an option on it that you could pick the Diva package, which just meant that the guns were pink. And I was like, we're definitely doing that. So we shot a pink AR-15, and it was fun. What I have to say about it is, having never shot a gun in my life, you get to pick your the posters of the targets you want and stuff. We got to pick as a Jew, it was big for me. I could pick a Nazi zombie, so that was fun. I'm like shooting Nazi zombies, and I have to, for someone who's never shot a gun, like literally first shot is just AR-15 is just like forehead, and you're like, oh my god,
I'm good at this.
The recoil is like nothing bad. I could not believe how easy it was instantly, and it just makes you think like, yeah, of course, some 14-year-old kid who it's so easy.
Well,
it's so easy to and that scares me.
Once you shoot a gun for real, it ruins action movies for you, because you'll be watching it and you'll be like, holy shit, these people are terrible shots. You'll be like, wow, like what? They must all be really fucking high, right? Or drunk or something, because man, they're missing all these shots.
Especially the machine gun, where it's just like, you just spray it and what's the word for this? Twist. I was trying to think of a.
You twist and shout. You just go
twist and shout, twist and shoot. I like parody songs.
There you go. I have a friend in Wyoming, and he's kind of a frontier type guy, and he would make what they called hot loads. So he would overload it, and then he would give the gun to someone.
Okay.
And the recoil on those are just unbelievable. Like watching a guy shoot like a .44 revolver and watching it go like a cowboy and watch him go, oh shit, man.
Yeah.
And then it just goes up over his head. And you go, God damn it, little Bill.
Those are the questions I was asking before I shot it. I'm like, is this thing gonna fuck it? Like, do I need to hold it? I've seen all those. I've seen so many videos of people holding a gun and they just bonk themselves in the face.
But you've got to have a big gun, like a 44. I had a 45 long Colt that would shoot. The power was lame, but it still had a nice recoil. And I mean, you could shoot it at sunset and almost watch the chunk of lead arc. It just had no throw power.
Wow, that's weird.
I didn't know what some of those things
You would
meant.
shoot it at sunset?
Yeah, shoot it at the sun.
Do you still have a gun, AJ?
You don't do this? You guys take your fucking mushroom coffee and then you go outside and you shoot guns at the sun.
You don't do that?
No, that's bad.
You're hurting me.
If you shoot a gun into the air, it comes down.
No.
Dude, I got a fucking story about this. You finish your thing and then I'm going to talk about shooting guns
Just
in
for the
air.
record, before anyone gets the wrong idea, I wasn't just outside going, bow, 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 bow. Like, I was
you said you were shooting it at the sunset.
at the no. Okay, hold on before that gets turned.
That's lower, though. That's more like straight.
Not shoot at sunset, just at the time of day of sunset. So that the way the sun was hitting, there was a hill. So I would basically shoot the bullet into the ground. So I would just aim it at the hill, and so I knew what it was hitting.
Okay.
But at the certain time when the sun was coming down, if you arced it kind of and hip shot it, you could literally see the chunk of lead just kind of arc, and you go, "This is, I mean, what am I going to stop? Stop the sun."
That was my rock bottom.
I mean, probably a lot of things. At close range, it would still... Guns are effective. That's the thing about them. They work.
Okay, let's hear about shooting this
Here's
up
my
in the...
shooting guns in the air story.
Yeah, you shot a gun up in the air when you had a Groupon recently.
I did not shoot a gun in the air. I went out, this was during the pandemic. My car had been parked in the same spot for like a month because it was like no one was going anywhere.
And where do you live now?
I live in LA. This is in LA. And so I went out to my car. And as I was getting to it, I was like, what is that in the trunk of my car? And I got closer, and there was a bullet lodged on like the trunk of my car. And you could tell that like it came from above. Like no one shot it. Like it came from above. It was like face down in the back. And I pulled it out with pliers, and there's full on bullet hole. And we realized this was like a few days after the Dodgers won the World Series. And I don't live that far.
So terrible.
Literally, people were shooting guns in the air, and it landed in my car. Like,
Dodge this, motherfucker!
I mean, a foot and a half to the right, it would have been on the sidewalk, and it could hit. So I'm like Googling. I was like looking like however many people. 32 people a year, it might be 3. I have no idea what the number is. We'll get hit by these stray bullets.
Wow.
And this was like early pandemic. And I was like, great. We're already worried about like 300,000 people died of this. Now I got to wear a fucking helmet while I walk around Los Angeles. It was another scary thing. But so I was like, all right, well, it was a big enough hole in the trunk that I was like, I need to get it fixed. Otherwise shit can get in there. And so I wanted to make a police report so my insurance would cover it. And so I live like a block from a police station in Mid-Wilshire in LA. And so I go to the police station, and the door is like locked because of COVID. And I call, and I can see the person I'm talking to at the desk. And I was like, I just want to make a police report because I found a bullet in my I found a bullet in my car. And he goes, oh, you can do the police report online. I was like, great. So I walk back to my apartment. I get online. I start filling out the police report. And then it says, is there a firearm involved in this? If there is, you have to do this in person or over the phone. So I called the guy, and I was like, I just talked to you. You said I could do this online, but it said if there's a firearm involved, I can't do it online. He goes, did you see a firearm? I was like, no, but there's a bullet in my car. He's like, do you know that it was fired into your car? And I was like, well, it's like lodged in there. like no one threw it. And he was like, if you didn't see the firearm, you can do it online. I was like, okay.
But I have the bullet.
Yeah, I had the bullet. Yeah. So I go back home. I start filling it out. I do the whole report. I put in my address, which like it's, like when you put in your address, and some things, the form will kind of auto-complete it to like what the post office kind of has on record. So my address goes in there, no problem. I send it off. Within like a minute, I just get an auto thing back going, that address is not a valid Los Angeles address. You don't live in Los Angeles, and we can't do. So I call back. I'm like, I try to do it online. But it says my address is not LA. And he's like, do you live in LA? I'm like, I'm 1 block away. I'm a block away from you. We're the same zip code. And he goes, sorry, man, if it doesn't show up in the system, we can't take the police report. And
so you have to go to another county?
There's nothing I could do. I couldn't file a police report, and I'm just like, I want to write a bit about this, but it's so, traveling around, I don't know how this is going to go, but I want to write a bit about how, with all the police brutality, systemic racism, all the shit we hear about police like all the time with other races and minorities and whatever. Like you also got to remember, for me, a straight white guy trying to just do a very simple thing with police, they also suck at like the really fucking just easy shit that they have to do.
They're also garbage at paperwork.
They're just kind of incompetent all around.
Oh, yeah. So you can just go unload it. By the way, if you're looking for something to shoot in L.A., an out-of-state car, you can just dump as long as they don't see the firearm.
Sure.
You can just shoot the shit out of it.
If you hate 2013 Honda Civics.
So I had a therapist. I don't know why he told me this story. I think he maybe just wanted to give me more anxiety, but it was about...
That's how they keep you.
How... there was this guy that was shooting like into a lake, and this bullet traveled like 3 miles, and somebody was like sitting in a traffic jam, like in the back seat of a car, and it came in through the window. And at this point, it was traveling very slow. It came in through the window and like hit them directly, like in the soft spot behind the ear, and went in and fucking killed them. Yeah.
Whoa.
Well, I mean, let's go with a brighter side.
That's a pretty good shot.
There could be a good side. It could have, that traffic might have been so bad, and that guy might have been sitting in the car like someone just fucking killed him.
And then go.
But yeah, no, of course it's terrifying. It's terrifying to be like.
Here's a weird thing too, just on the same topic. You know, at like military funerals, they always do like a gun salute. They fire it up in the air. So this is interesting. It just said, if you see soldiers shooting into the air, run for shelter first and cringe later. Falling bullets can cause injuries and death.
Yeah.
And it says here, according to the U.S. Center of Disease, falling bullets can hit the ground at speeds greater than 61 meters per second. Bullets traveling between 46 and 61 will penetrate the skin.
Yeah, so
that's fucking nuts.
Once it starts coming down, it just continues to accelerate.
So wow, I didn't know that military funerals were so like I wonder if they point at, they're like, hey, we have it signed, you have to point towards the poor part of town.
Or just towards like a...
I guarantee rich people have weighed in on this. They've been like, no, you need to point those towards...
the retirement homes over there.
Yeah.
Or the death row fucking, I don't fucking know. Yeah, I took a picture of the bullet. I have the bullet. I not on me, but I
should make a necklace.
I kept the bullet. I should make a bullet necklace. That would be very cool.
When my friends and I were 14,
there you go. I was so dusty because I was in my car.
Holy shit!
But I walked up to my car and I was like, "What is that?" It's just a bullet lodged in there. And then fucking full on bullet.
Whoa!
And then look at that! It looks like the bullet hole looks like a sticker of a bullet hole that people put on their cars.
Yeah.
And then after I cleaned it off.
Is that the inside? That's the outside.
No, that's the outside. Once I cleaned it off, I don't know what that.
That almost looks like somebody didn't even shoot it up in the air. That looks like somebody shot it into your trunk.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because like it may penetrate flesh at 60 meters per second falling from the sky, but that's like metal. That seems like somebody in a helicopter that night shot a bullet into your trunk.
It's crazy.
That's wild. Well, I don't know. My friends and I, we got a gun that we stole from a flea market. It was an antique gun, and then it actually worked.
Oh, wow.
And we were in town at my friend's house, and we didn't have a place to shoot it, and his parents were home, so we cranked up some punk music and then just fired it into his mattress.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Where was that? Wait, where were you living then?
South Dakota.
That sounds like, yeah.
Yeah, that's some South Dakota shit.
I had a friend that used to use a 22 to like blast rodents in his house. And I was like, aren't you putting bullet holes in your house? Like,
I had a...
he had rodents he could shoot in his house.
Well,
they were
he would use it. That was the excuse. But I mean, he would get hammered, and I mean, it didn't matter.
Like rat, bam,
yeah, bam, and you're like, that's nothing.
A shadow.
I had a friend in high school.
That was my shoe.
Yeah.
I had a friend in high school who would like kill, shoot chipmunks and squirrels outside with his little pellet gun, and that's when we stopped being friends. No, I can't. No, he was just doing it for sport, and that's when I stopped hanging out with him. I'm such an animal dork. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. I don't.
So
I'm
did
not
you
a fan
grow
of
up
him.
close to the? You grew up close to the woods.
I grew up. Yeah, we had like our whole backyard. We could walk back forever. And every now and again, there'd be like a moose in the backyard.
Whoa.
We'd have like wild turkeys in our backyard. We could walk back real far, and there's like a big ass river. I definitely lived in the woods. And then my parents had a we had like a lake house, like maybe an hour away, like in the New Hampshire lakes region that we would go. That was more of like a camp that you know, we were on like the lake and had like a boat and would do we'd go like fishing on the boat, you know, water skiing, all that stuff and whatever.
Have you ever killed anything as far as hunting, fishing, anything like that?
Fishing. I've done
Okay.
I still go fishing when I go. My parents are retired and they're in Florida. We'll still go like deep sea fishing and stuff. But when I was growing up, I went fishing in lakes and stuff all the time.
Okay, but no, you didn't kill anything like.
I've never killed anything furry
breastfed.
on purpose. No.
For what?
Never killed anything that breastfed.
And I was vegetarian for a very long time, but and ethically I would still like to be, but
Yeah.
I'm not.
But was there any feeling when you killed the fish where you're like, I just took something?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
I'm sensitive to that, but I'm also like I'm a. This is where I'm at in the food chain. I do eat animals, and I think about literally, and I would say I eat a lot of meat, and and like, oh man, my brother just had like the rehearsal dinner for his wedding, and it was some like exotic meats thing where we're eating like, you know, the elk things here and fucking kangaroo shit over here, and I'm like, and I would try everything, and I love it, but every time I'm like, poor animal.
Yeah.
I guess I feel bad.
But I think that, and Zach loves fishing. I think if you killed something in the wild, there's still like, oh God, I killed something. But it wasn't manufactured. Like I've seen so many of those like hog farms, and it's just terrible.
Every time I kill a fish, I just think of Kurt Cobain being like, "It's okay to eat fish."
They don't have any feelings.
They don't have feelings.
But do we know that?
Feelings.
Do we know that?
Well,
The
no.
fucking paper that-
We thought that forever, and then I read an article like recently that's like, fish have feelings. And I'm like, oh, no.
Yesterday, the big fucking article, I forget who did the research. I need to read more into it, but it was like, we can hear plants talking. Like plants are fucking making noises we can't hear when they need to be watered and shit.
This is what happens
We're
when
all just living
psychedelics
on
start
different
legalizing
planes.
everything.
I know. Are we hip? You don't have to ask me any questions. We're hippies. I'm like, all these animals, we're existing together, but we're all kind of living on different planes, man.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and then
We've all done mushrooms within the last day.
Well, plants.
My dad would say we all needed a haircut.
Plants have, I saw an article about how plants have feelings too, or emotional states, and
They communicate through their roots and shit. That's cool stuff.
yeah, there's like the fungus mushrooms help them communicate. And actually,
the
there's
mycelium
like,
runs.
yeah, and
My
then
wife
they determine
yesterday-
how nutrients are distributed to root systems and massive forest ecosystems.
My wife yesterday was just kind of had this theory on like maybe mushrooms are like the ultimate parasite because like as soon as we take them and enjoy them, then like we tell everybody about this. Like our their like way of spreading is like whatever.
They are making us sing the message.
I've been working on a bit about that actually, where it's like, haven't you noticed that like we just keep growing more and more mushrooms?
Yeah, they're like they've just tricked us into doing their work for them.
Yeah, and now we're legalizing them here, and we're like, we should tell other places to legalize, and then before you know it, they're just everywhere, and it's like, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to find out that we have some sort of symbiotic relationship like that, because
the research they're doing on it, helping with it with anxiety and depression, all that stuff is awesome, and that's why I'm trying to get off the SSRIs and kind of mess around with little cycles of microdosing and stuff for that.
Well, somebody told me that with the mycelium talking between plants, sometimes it can be like it'll be reluctant to send the message if the plant isn't giving it what it needs. Like it'll just cut it off and go, all right, fuck you.
Like it's like, all right, plant, you're not gonna tell me what I want. I'm gonna tell you.
Oh, you're not going to class? You're gonna keep failing? Okay, here we go.
Passive aggressive fucking fungi.
Yeah, right.
I make you come every night, plant, and you just leave me there unsatisfied.
Plant can't walk away and just look in the other direction.
Send in the forest fire. I'll survive.
I tickle your roots till you come every night, plant.
Why don't you leave?
What do you think maple
leave?
Make like a tree and
get out of here.
Yeah.
Back to the Future, baby. I love
so
talking
good.
to people my age.
Fuck
I was
yeah.
telling this comedian last night, she's about to turn 30, And she had like some joke about Meryl Streep or something, and I was talking about Death Becomes Her, and she hadn't seen it, and I was like, oh my! I literally was like, follow me on it, like we'll follow each other on Instagram. Once you see it, I just want to know what you think about it, because that's one of my big childhood favorite movies.
Yeah,
Death Becomes Her. Do you guys see it?
Death Becomes
Meryl Streep, Goldie Hawn, Bruce Willis. There's like it's a story. It's like late '80s, early '90s. There's like a potion that makes them live forever, and like Goldie Hawn and Meryl Streep are like super vain, and they like want to stay young and whatever. But it's like real dark. It's not a Tim Burton movie, I don't think, but it's like it's got like a kind of dark comedy vibe. It's super funny. It's super crazy. You might.
I need to watch it.
Yeah. If you guys haven't seen Death Becomes Her, that's if there's a purpose, if there was a reason I was called to be on this podcast, it's to tell your listeners that Death Becomes Her is such a fun movie from that.
Maybe that's the name of the episode. It's Death Becomes Adam Newman.
Hope not soon.
Yeah, Megan's been watching Sophie's Choice, which is a Meryl Streep movie, because she has to speak in a broken Eastern European accent.
Yeah.
And she's
studying
and it's
it.
like you either study Meryl Streep or Borat's daughter.
Dude, I told you, I told you I'm bad at accents. One time I had to do like a Russian kind of accent, and the only thing I could pull off in the audition was like the Steve Martin, like wild and crazy guy. And it's just like, this is not what they're looking for. Tell her to try it an octave higher if she's having trouble.
Well, she is a singer, so she probably could. But
so back to your upbringing. Was it strict? Were your parents strict?
They were strict about like grades and stuff. We had to do, like they really cared that we did well in school. It was like, you are going to college, you are going to get good grades. And, they were strict about some stuff. There was always ways you could like get away with stuff. It was like, no, you can't have this CD because there's too much swearing, and then you just make a tape from your friend and listen. Like you could get away. Right. Most of the things they were strict about, curfews and stuff, were like, I don't know. They had their rules. It was a structured house, but they weren't like, they weren't the parents that you were like, you could smoke weed as long as it's in the house, or you can drink as long as it's It was like, no, you're not doing any of that shit. But me and my brother did all that stuff, and we got away with a lot of it, and we didn't get away with other stuff.
When's your first memory of hippies or encountering a hippie?
First memory of hippies. Okay, I know that very quickly. So my parents gave me their vinyl record collection when I was like 7. I mean, like I had a play school record player. My parents didn't listen to records anymore. My mom was like, "Here's our records," and it had everything from Motown to classic rock stuff to comedy. But George Carlin and Bill Cosby were the first grade. I could do 7 words you can't say on television. Wow. So they were like, as far as they wouldn't let me listen to Guns N' Roses because they had a song they swore, but shit, piss, fuck, cock, motherfucker, and tits I could say all day long. But I wasn't allowed to say it. But I listened to it in my room quietly. But they had the Woodstock record. Oh. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, what is this? And which made me interested in that. And so
was there titties in there?
Yeah.
They're not on that, but I bought the...
that was the creepiest way you've said it. That's funny. Are there titties on there?
There were not titties on the vinyl record, but I got the... It made me want to get the...
Titties?
The titties. It made me want to get the VHS like movie of it.
Oh, yeah.
And there are boobs in that. Like old hippie boobs. And
old
stuff.
Hippie boobs. There's bush in that.
Yeah, there is bush in
that.
that.
And not light, bush heavy.
Yeah, no, it was,
Would you say you're a fan of Bush?
No.
Okay.
My first experiences, there have been some Bush experiences, and I'm not like anti-Bush, but if you're giving me an option, personally, I keep real trim.
Yeah.
And I do it for me. Because no one I've ever been with has cared, but I like to keep trim. You see more stuff. I think it presents better.
It looks bigger.
With women, if you're you like to go downtown, it's just an easier experience. I prefer less hairy. But also that doesn't but I also think the woman should make her own fucking decision. I don't think I don't get to say what. But if you're asking
we
me
know
if
what you're saying here. We know what you're saying here, Adam.
Shave it or get the fuck out.
I don't know. But I guess I have that. I can't believe you had that sample already from the. That was awesome.
What a weird thing to hear on this.
For all of them? Oh, that's good to know.
your now you should do your accent, your British accent, but then hit that.
Could I get a spot of tea?
You got it.
Give me a location and a who am I and where am I?
Here, we'll do a simple one. How about rural
Sounds very simple.
I like how I said this is going to be
Here's
simple.
a simple one, and then you pass out.
Rural Georgia.
Rural Georgia?
Rural
Is it
Georgia.
Rural? Can you not say rural?
Rural Georgia.
It's hard.
Rural.
Rural.
Can you buy booze in this county?
I'm not proud of any of this, but that is a fun toy I'd like to play with at home.
Oh yeah.
And this is like, you know, a little mushroom tea and a couple of voice effects, and you're set.
Yeah.
Before you know it.
We are all just robots together, mushrooms. We are all just a cog in the machine.
Okay, welcome to the Daft Punk podcast. I'm here with the fellas.
Where are your robot heads?
And I don't remember the last question I was asked.
So we went through Bush. We talked about.
Oh yeah.
The first time
pubes.
Okay, so the record was your first encounter with a hippie. What's the first time?
Okay, so that would be So that was like my first encounter and watching Woodstock stuff and being like, okay, that's what hippies are. I was in New Hampshire, so there's like Fish fans around and stuff like that, and my cousin was really into Fish, and so you start seeing that around a little bit. By the time I was in high school, I literally like went to Fish concerts, went to Dave Matthews concerts. There's like, you start meeting friends of friends.
Did you like it though?
Did I like it?
Or was it just what the cool kids were doing?
Fish was a weird thing because, again, when I was super young and my cousin was like significantly older than me, he made me. I would go when I visited him. Like when I was, what was I? When I was 9, he was 7 years older than me. So when I was like 8 or 9 and he was like 15 or something, he would make me tapes of stuff. And Fish had a song called the only Fish album I ever owned was Lawn Boy, and I loved it. I really did love Lawn Boy.
They did some voices in that one.
Yeah, I don't love jam bands all the time, but like Fish, I think are exceptional musicians, and I like Trey as a guitar player, so I enjoy it. But I'm not like a big jam band guy.
I always thought it was fun when John Fishman.
Jam music.
I can tolerate jam music, yeah, but I do. Fish is one that I do like Fish. I've been to a concert, I had a good time, and and so. But like, and so this is going to be the dead giveaway for this thing. From age 15 to 20, I had dreadlocks. So white guy with dreadlocks.
Oh, son of a bitch!
I don't wanna...
Holy shit, that's some pretty hard evidence.
Yeah.
Does this take you back?
Wait, what is? Oh, you still got one in there.
It is a weird ass rat tail.
This started as a rap, and then it had all these jewels in it, and the jewels just eventually started falling out.
Sure.
I actually got a haircut and a beard trim yesterday.
Oh yeah.
And I asked the lady, I was like, "Can you reinforce that so it doesn't fall out?" And she was like, "I'm gonna have to do research. I don't even know what we're gonna do."
Not everyone knows how to do that. You're a little older than me. So when I did dreads, this might take away from the hippie thing. When I was 15, I wanted dreads. I didn't know anything about cultural appropriation.
Right.
All right. I just thought I loved corn.
AJ,
when I was
AJ
14,
does, just for the record at this point, he totally knows about cultural appropriation.
Yeah, but this is a different
I'm
vibe.
a very olive-complected individual.
No, and I love dreads. I think they're fucking cool. I think girls with dreads are often very attractive. Like I think dreads are cool, and I
God,
miss
you
them.
both like dready mamas.
Dude, I love a dread mama.
I do. My specialist. I just recorded a special. It's going to come out in a few months. There's a 15-20 minute story about losing my virginity, and it's to a
dread lady.
When I had dreads, losing it to another, and it's like,
wait, 2 dreads lost their virginity together.
Like 2 avatars, fucking lock it up.
You probably caused Dead and Company to get back together.
I probably did. I was never a Grateful Dead fan, though. I gotta say that, and I don't have anything against them. Just never
Zach looked at me and was like, "What?"
He's like,
never connected with the music. That's all. I had nothing against the thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had the dreads. So I thought corn was fucking like the coolest thing ever when I was like 14, 15, and I grew out of it. I grew out of that, but then all my friends at the Einstein Bagels I worked in were all into like all into fish and stuff. And I'm like, well, I'll go hang out with them, and these fit in great.
Yeah.
Oh, also, I was going to say, her doing research, when I was 15 and the internet was very new, there were 2 websites for white dudes who wanted dreads.
Yeah.
There was dreadheadhq.com. Don't know if you ever went to that site. You could buy all your product
wax
needs.
and stuff.
Yes, like a
Dry
shampoo with like no conditioners in it,
Yeah.
unscented stuff. Your the pet comb that you could use.
The corn
for, like,
guy
teasing
had
stuff.
dreadlocks, right?
Yeah.
At least 2 of them did. I think now another one
So
does.
did one of the guys from NoFX and Rage Against Machine.
Rage Against the Machine.
Did you hear that Korn just announced that they're doing a solo project?
Oh no.
Who is?
Korn.
What, corn off the cob?
No,
What's your
Colonel.
joke? Colonel. I knew there was a joke. I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it.
He gets me on this on these dad jokes a lot.
Yeah, I liked corn better when they were crane corn. All right. But then, and then there was another website that was like similar, naughtyboy.com. That's K-N-O-T-T, which I didn't get until way later. And that's where you could download your, this is how old you could download your tutorials on Windows Media Player tutorials.
He said, "Grr."
Where it's just people, palm rolling and what have you. And so I had those a long time. I had them through until my sophomore year of college. I had those dreads.
I tried to dread my hair, but I had like 1 or 2 of them, but I was saved by the legal system.
Wait, were you dreading him while you were in the incarcerated?
No, like I was like, I'm gonna get dreadlocks. I had long hair, and then I got in a shitload of trouble, and they're like, you have to cut your hair for court. My parents made me. So yeah, they like.
You don't want to be in that mid letting it dread up phase while you're in court.
Yeah, so they took me to this hair to like Supercuts or something, one of the cheap, $10 haircut places, and this woman brushed
Oh, that had to hurt.
Brushed all these dreads like out of my head, and then they cut my fucking hair.
You're like, why didn't you just cut it while it was
I had to
dreaded?
cut under them. I had to cut under them. It was like it had been 5 years. It was insane.
Yeah, so I knew I was into this thing, but I was at a music festival in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, and there was this petite woman with dreadlocks spinning a hula hoop, patchouli and maybe day 3 BO just kicking in the air and dirty feet. And I was like, I saw it and I found her very attractive. And then I heard her go, "Do you know who's playing the main stage?" And I was like, oh no, I will cheat on my wife.
No!
Like it was a very thing where I was like,
dirty and the smelly I can't get into.
It wasn't a bad, depends on I guess what it is. I didn't find it to be a bad smell.
Okay.
It was just like, we've been here for a few days. Whoa, shit. Yeah, dude, you look like you could have lived in Santa Cruz.
You look like you were in Corn.
Yeah, I was super into it too. I was like,
"Are you ready?"
Yeah, to get myself a 7-string guitar. I was ready to fucking
We
rock
do
that
have
shit.
the ability, I realized, to call people too. Let's call your wife and tell her that you don't cheat on her.
I didn't say I wanted
Let's
to.
see how she reacts to this.
I love it. That's your
bet
hall
you-
pass. Mine's like if I met Jennifer Lawrence, yours is like if I meet someone with dirty feet and BO, I'm allowed.
Here's the thing. If you called Marciana and was like, "Did you know that AJ has a thing for Arkansas accent hippie girls?" She's going to go, "Yeah, I know."
Yeah.
And she'll probably go, "What do you mean?"
Oh my gosh, she role plays it for you?
She's gonna go. She's gonna go.
What do you mean?
Oh, sorry. I thought I was gonna do the other one. We did robot hippie.
What do you... Oh, that did nothing.
Robot hippie, right?
Yeah.
I hope fish plays bouncing around the room. Upside down, bounce around the room.
God damn.
Boston Robotics is working on getting the robots that can jump on trampolines.
Right. I did see him play Yem one time, and that was really neat. Where they brought out the little trampolines, and they just kept.
Yeah.
And for guys that
They're
are in their
fun.
50s right
What
now,
the
it's pretty impressive.
Fuck. All right, this is getting way.
Dude, they're a fun
this is
band.
getting way
They're
too hippie.
I'm into. I like a lot of music. Jam band is not one of my top 5 things, but I've gone to see Fish. I had a fucking blast, and they put on a fun show. The lights are good. The show is good. And honestly,
Why do you hate the Grateful Dead?
I don't hate the Grateful Dead.
He just set you up.
Grateful Dead never connected with me. I don't know.
Like music-wise or culture-wise?
Music-wise, I don't know anything about. I don't know anything about the Grateful Dead culture. I have a few friends who are like monster Grateful Dead fans.
Once you're bit, you're in there.
Yeah.
And I will say this with Fish too, because I came in.
I'm like that with Meshuggah.
I don't know. I came into the Grateful Dead when I was younger. My mom gave me my first Grateful Dead tape cassette, and I put it in, and I loved metal.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, this has got a skull on it. There's dead. I was like, this is gonna be great. And I put it on. I think it was Uncle John's band, and I was like, well, this is fucking Charlie Manson bullshit. And I didn't listen to it for another like 3 years
because you were cool.
Yeah. I still listen to metal. I mean, I'm a big metal dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so I don't listen to metal hanging out, but man, I would love going to a metal show or a punk show anymore. I don't listen to it because I just don't find myself as anxious and, you know, as
angsty and angry
in a resting phase.
I guess like last time I saw Slayer, it was hilarious because I mean, you just listen to him, you're like, oh, this is brutal, fuck you. What? But you go see him live, and they're like, this next song is about roommates, and then they go, and you're like, they're funny, dude. They're so funny. They got a sense of humor about it.
Dude, that was Kiss. Like Kiss all day long. Have you heard those Paul Stanley intros?
No.
You can find these, I think, on YouTube, but man, it's ridiculous. They're one of the funniest things is him going, how you doing, Kansas City?
Hell yeah.
This next song is about a girl. You know how she works. She's a strata. And then they just go into it.
I want to start doing that with jokes. We're going to do a joke about my dog's fucking dick. I don't know.
Dog dick, take one.
I mean, Cannibal Corpse is I have the live cannibalism fucking album. It's just like this next song. It's called "Fucked with a Knife." And every single song, 20 songs, just all have like a "I come blood," and then they go into it, and it's funny. Yeah, it's funny.
My high school band, we didn't hear our singers like lyrics because we didn't have a PA. So he would just like scream and we could kind of hear him screaming or whatever. And we'd be, you know, we were a hardcore band.
Yeah.
And we go do our first show and we can finally hear him in the main song, like our favorite song. That's like our song that's going to rip is he's like, it's the words are about Jehovah's Witnesses. And then the big buildup is he just goes, get the fuck up my porch.
Oh shit! I thought he was gonna be like he was a Jehovah's Witness. That's fucking funny though.
Man, it's like get the fuck off my porch. Get the fuck off my porch. You know, like
that's great.
And then
that's great.
Well, dude, so all the kids in the other bands like came up to us afterwards and were like making fun of us. We're like, get the fuck off my porch, and like,
dude,
I was all embarrassed, and we're like, Matt, you have to change we made him change the lyrics, and then we're like, you need to run all the lyrics by the band now because we like what the
because otherwise we're gonna be like, get the fuck off the stage.
When you're maybe in high school and you're taking yourself maybe too seriously or something, I can understand that, but now. If me at 40, if me and like 3 of my dudes got together and we're like, let's write a metal song, and it'd be like, dude, let's write it, like, get the fuck off my porch and make us laugh so much.
Right.
And then we'd be like, we gotta play this. We gotta record this. We gotta play this out. I would do it on stage as a comedy song.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Hey guys, I wrote a song about Jehovah's Witness. I wrote a song, it's called No Solicitation. And it'd just be like, it would be great.
We were sitting around, we were thinking about writing a song, and then this asshole showed up on my porch. It's called Fuck.
He's funny as shit.
Yeah, I mean, one of the greatest things in life is when you reach an age where you stop taking yourself seriously. Some people never get there, but man, I'm glad I don't take myself fucking seriously.
Adolescence was brutal.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
People could cut you so easily. They'd be just like, dude, your teeth are crooked. I'm done. Fuck you, die.
Your teeth are beautiful.
Yeah.
Let me see your chomp.
My bottoms are crooked.
That's nothing.
No?
You're fine.
They're a lot better than my teeth. These are all fake.
Oh.
I got some fake shit going on here too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Car hit me in the face.
Oh, on your bike, right?
No, on foot.
The car was on foot?
Yeah. It was a Flintstone vehicle.
That's funny. You driving, you going on foot. Well, it's a Flintstone, so.
Yeah, I get my cardio in, and
cardio. There's so much. I love wordplay, guys.
Oh, look at us go.
Dude, that would be hilarious just to make a little box car and then just go out and get in traffic. See how long that lasts.
So, do you have any crystals, Adam?
No, I got no crystals.
No rocks?
No rocks. So a friend tried to give me, I think it was called Organite or Organite at some
Oh,
point.
Organite, yeah, where they
Which
put
I
all
watched
the
a-
things together and they make it.
into like a plastic mold thing.
Yeah.
They gave it to me. I put it in my apartment, and within 2 weeks, I like lost my agent. My girlfriend broke up with me, and I was like, I don't believe in this stuff, but it was been a bad 2 weeks, so I gave it
Yeah.
back. I watched a Vice documentary on it.
On Organite?
I tried to watch it. Vice documentaries are hard to get through.
Yeah. Wow.
Did
I mean,
it
that
say
seems
that
like you
those
got-
can fuck your life up?
The thing can?
Yeah.
No, it's supposed to bring good shit. It's supposed
Yeah,
to
but
bring. There was some culty. I can't remember. I don't. There was some culty thing with a dude in this.
Are you
Organite
better
stuff.
off now than you were?
not having it in my apartment?
So I know those bad things happened to you, but in
Yeah.
the long run, did those end up being good things?
Well, what happened? I still don't have an agent, but I don't. But that's on purpose.
Yeah.
And I got a wife. So yeah.
So yeah, you'll trade the agent for the wife.
Well, I'll trade the Organite. Trade the Organite for the wife.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I don't. I'd rather have a wife than an agent.
Right.
That's a yes. I'm sorry. I'm gonna make that clear.
So, but in a weird way, so the Organite came into your life. It created some turmoil,
Yeah.
but at the end of it, you're
easy
saying your
to-
life is better now.
Yeah. Oh wow. It's all just. It's just. You know.
So maybe that was the catalyst.
Yeah. Everything's for a reason.
And maybe if you wouldn't have given it back, you would be doing something way cooler than talking to us. Right?
Jesus, you got to watch him.
Wow. It took
No, I don't believe-
54 minutes to get to self-deprecating
Yeah,
on
I
a
don't.
podcast.
I don't believe in that stuff.
I don't
either.
believe in the crystal stuff either.
I go down the road. We've had this talk.
AJ's
you know
hardcore.
Ryan Singer, right?
I do. I just I just played we tested out a game with him and Kyle Ayers. If you know Kyle Ayers,
Yeah.
He was working on some game for his movie podcast.
Wonderful. Yeah, Ryan and I are good friends. We have a lot of things in common, and I like his concept on it. Like, you don't have to believe in it to the point of ruining your life.
Yeah.
And maybe I don't believe in it wholly, but it's just fun. Sometimes it's a lot of fun to go down those roads.
I can't tell you how many things I've gotten into because they're fun that I'm not like fully believing. I think it's fine. And also, yeah, whatever. If you think they're cool and you think they have cool stories and it's fun to keep one in your pocket and maybe it's just whatever. I got nothing against it.
They will put holes in your pocket.
Sure. People who make but people who take that's their whole life or the fucking the what are the cards people put out?
Tarot.
or stars and shit. If it's your whole life, I'm like, all right, there's a lot to commit to, but yeah, whatever. Get into whatever you're into. I'm into stupid shit. I like dumb music. I like dumb comedy. I like that's it.
Yeah.
I like weight loss TV shows. Who am I to judge
Yeah.
anybody?
Do you own a pair of Birkenstocks?
Very anti-sandal.
Just sandal in general.
Sandal, open-toed shoes.
Barefoot?
Not into.
You a barefoot boy?
I enjoy being barefoot on occasion, but not out in public. I'm not a feet guy. I'm like, and I see you wearing those Crocs. You're not offending me. You're in your own house. You're comfortable. We're lounging, but like, I'm not a. No, I'm not a.
Oh, so
I'm
Crocs upset you.
Keep the dogs. Keep the dogs covered.
People definitely have strong opinions on Crocs.
Yeah.
What if they're comfy and you're lounging around at home? Do whatever the fuck you want. But
No, he takes those on stage.
Crocs on stage. Now, you know what though? Not for me. That's the thing. And I think of it the same thing as I think of so many things. You're not hurting me. I'm not going to wear them. I'm not going to wear them on stage.
I don't like to take them on stage. Okay.
He loves to take them on stage.
I took them on stage last night. We ended up like doing your show at Sushi High. I thought
really?
Yeah, we came down to hang because we podcasted with Ian or whatever. Who ended up closing that.
I'm bummed
and
I
then
didn't
you went
see-
up
yeah.
earlier. Yeah, so we
I had to go
missed
first
you.
to get to another one.
But yeah, I didn't plan on going up, but Ian was running late. So yeah, I went up in Crocs last night. But I was like, man, the lighting's so bad in here. I don't think anyone
And
can see
that's
my
still,
feet.
it's one thing to go up in Crocs at whatever, a show people came to see, they already know who you are, they know your deal.
Yeah.
You just fucking randomly went up at a sushi restaurant while people are eating, with those dogs out. So that I'd be like, I would. It's not a choice I would make, but again, you can do whatever the fuck you want. I'm a very like let the people do what they want if they're not hurting
I
anybody.
used to be like shorts used to really upset me on stage, and just because Deacon, was always made such a big fucking deal about
That
it.
was a
that's the
big
thing.
thing for a long time.
And
Like,
now-
just in the culture.
Yeah, club bookers and stuff. I mean, it was like a thing that it was
Yeah.
like you don't wear shorts on
But then-
stage, you don't wear it. But
But then
no one
Sam
cares.
Talent started wearing like bike shorts.
And I was watching Mr. Show, and I'm like, David Cross is the worst dressed person in the world,
dude.
and he's the funniest person.
His early special on HBO, you're like, oh, you just got up and ran to the show.
Yeah. Guys like him and Sandler showing up to like, award shows and sweatpants and stuff. I was like, that's who I'm going to be. And now that I'm older, I'm like, I actually prefer to wear a clean, nice version of what I wear in real life, which is basically jeans and a sweater. Or
you know, in 10
something.
years, maybe you'll get there. Maybe you'll be crocking it up on stage.
Maybe I will. Sandler wore a suit for his Mark Twain Award. I'll say that.
Yeah.
So,
Have you ever been a suit guy?
I don't mind wearing a suit. I'm not like a suit just for whatever, but I like cleaning up. I bought the first like really nice suit I bought was for Letterman.
Okay.
And that was like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And I literally wore that suit again for my brother's wedding this last weekend, and I couldn't button it, but I still have it. I probably need to get a little adjustments on it. But yeah, I like dressing up. I like wearing a suit.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
do too.
I mean, I'm casual 99% of the time, but if there's an occasion to dress up,
What about smells?
What about smells? I'm sensitive to bad smells for sure.
Yeah, like does Palo Santo wood bother you?
I don't know what that is.
It's
Is
like
that wood that smells like an electrical
okay.
fire or burnt hair?
So that doesn't. It's not that way to
doesn't-
everyone.
That doesn't sound appealing, burnt hair.
Yeah.
Although every now and again when, I smoke weed or whatever, I'll singe
Yeah.
a nostril or an eyebrow, and I'm like, that's not so bad.
Yeah.
But then you start thinking about, the Holocaust.
Yeah.
As a Jewish person, every time I like singe my own like eyebrow or something, if I'm smoking a bowl or something, I'm like, man,
A disservice.
that must have been. It brings me back. Brings me back to my people. Makes me sad.
Yeah.
What about sage? Like sage wands, things like that. You ever
I
been
don't
around?
do anything with it, but I like it. I think it smells nice. Give me I don't. In college, I was a Nag Champa guy.
Okay.
Give me some of that.
Like a Nag Champa burnt or like on a soap or something?
No, like just the sticks of incense.
Yeah, yeah,
with a
yeah.
little incense holder with some
with the
skulls
guy
on
with
it
a
or
little
something.
afro or something?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like some of this patchouli. I do not enjoy.
Okay.
Do not like that smell. I don't hate it so much, but I'm like I wouldn't do it. Give me a my brother got me for a birthday last year because I wanted when I was a little kid, but he got me the Michael Jordan cologne that was like huge in the 90s, and I smelled it. I was like, it's not a bad. It's a very clean smell.
Yeah.
I like it. I don't wear anything, but
Well, because
I liked it.
are you a collector? So if you spray it, you're like, I'm gonna run out of this.
It's funny. He got it to me probably for my birthday a year ago, and I think I sprayed it once to smell it. It's just been sitting in my bathroom. But
I'm just
because
curious.
what's the occasion where I'm gonna wear it? I guess.
If you're gonna go meet Michael Jordan, you put it on.
Fuck I would
So
do
when
that.
you go to meet him,
I would do
he'd
that.
be like,
You smell like me.
Yeah, that's right.
"You smell like me,
smell
circa
like a-
1996."
Yep.
You smell like you could dunk, boy.
Smell like a champion, dude.
So
Would you say you're more a city or a nature boy?
Oh, I do love both. After living in New York 10 years and then LA the last 7 years, though, it's funny. We talk about moving here a lot just because there's so much stand up here. My wife is a TV writer and so many jobs are remote. We
Yeah.
got family here, and I would love to be.
It's a great
I'd
city.
love to have the space and more outdoor stuff. I do like nature. I do like outdoor stuff. I also like cities. I'm a both kind of guy.
Colorado is kind of a perfect balance
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
Centrally located. You've got a international airport, so you can get, basically anywhere.
Yeah, and
Do you-
but I do like. I mean, if I moved here so quickly, would I turn into like
Mountain man.
hiking clothes guy? Like, I would love to wear not Birkenstocks and stuff, but like
Crocs.
trail pants.
Oh,
give me
yeah,
some
dude.
trail pants. Give me some New Hampshire. I was a big. I mean, LL Bean kind of stuff.
Okay.
I love a flannel.
Yeah. Yeah. As soon
Yeah.
as you move here, like you get one in the mail.
Yeah.
Do you? What are your feelings on the stars dictating your life?
Yeah, that astrology stuff. Not into the astrology stuff. I do like the stars. I enjoy looking at the stars. I love feeling tiny.
Yeah.
That's
Do you
like
know
a fun high thing. I love any of those YouTube videos or Neil deGrasse Tyson stuff where they're like, this is the Earth, and then this is the sun. You like just watching the scale, and then galaxies, and then and then you're like, wow, we're literally. I love seeing how small we are. That's
Yeah.
one of my favorite things. It makes me feel good, better. It makes me feel less anxious. Some people I think go the other way. It makes me feel less anxious to see how small we are because it makes
Yeah.
me just feel like it doesn't really like just do your thing because
Have you seen the
doesn't really
jelly
matter.
bean video?
the jelly bean. I don't think so.
I don't know.
It's where they lay out jelly beans for all the days that the average person is alive, and then
Oh,
they
I
split
think
them
I
up
have.
into like the different tasks that you spend your
Yeah.
jelly beans doing.
wow.
And
Should they do a jack off pile?
they should.
Yeah, it's marshmallow jelly.
Yeah, it's all coconut cream.
The fucking buttered popcorn flavor. And you're like, no.
This tastes better than it did before.
I've come around on the
Pineapple.
on the buttered popcorn.
Me too.
flavor.
Yeah, me
I
too.
think it's an old man flavor.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna like the black jelly bean though.
Are you a black licorice?
Oh, love black licorice.
Me too.
Yeah.
Zach?
I fucking hate it.
That's what I thought. Did you ever Jaeger? Were you a Jaeger guy?
I obviously with the times I went through college, big Jaeger bomb phases and
Yeah.
stuff. But I'm not. That's not the same kind of. I have a little harder time with the Jaeger.
At first, when I got into Jaeger, we got a bottle of it, and we were like, "This is what Metallica drinks."
Yeah.
Because, and then
Dear
we're like,
blood.
Then we're like, "There's herbs in there that make you hallucinate." We thought mezcal made you hallucinate too, like tequila.
we went
when
through
were
a big.
young.
Yeah.
What was the absinthe? We went through a
Absinthe.
phase
Yeah.
of
I
that.
still have not had that. But
I didn't hallucinate, but I got diarrhea.
Oh, well, that's close.
Good veg. That's was best. I know that people don't talk about how good diarrhea is for abs.
Yeah.
The only time in my life I've ever had abs popping out is when I've had horrific diarrhea.
Yeah, some people were trying to get me to drink absinthe somewhere where I was in the
Wormwood,
south,
yeah.
and they're like, it'll make you trip or whatever. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
you
I'm
do it
on-
over the sugar
And I just
cube?
looked at him and I was like, I'm on mushrooms. I don't need
I don't need a pick me
I
up.
was like, I'll have a whiskey, please.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah,
fuck
I don't- yeah,
absinthe.
fuck you.
like,
I do 8 beers. I hallucinate. I don't need that shit.
Yeah. So
Oh yeah, more hippie questions.
Do you-
Okay, and I know I gave you the dreads, gave you the fish history.
Do you own any tie-dye?
That's funny. No, not currently. No tie-dye currently. I've owned tie-dye stuff in the past. I've done tie-dye at like summer camp when I was a kid. Here's the most hippie clothes I think I can tell you I ever owned. When I was in high school, there was a girl who you could give her a pair of your pants and pay her $20, and she would take bandanas and cut along the seams of the bottom and turn them into bell bottoms with the thing. So me and my friends would go to thrift stores, and I got a pair of like these like dark purple cords.
Yeah.
Gave them to her, and she put some cool like designed handkerchief thing, whatever, and turned them into bell bottoms. And I wore those for like a straight year of my junior year of high school, and wore those to the Fish concert.
Yeah. That's old enough to know better.
So yeah. I literally, I mean, I'm just me
I
at
love
15,
my-
16 years old, dreadlocks, bell bottoms,
Yeah.
Fish concert.
My
very
wife has
bad
told
acne.
me numerous times how easy it is for her to make bell bottoms. She goes, I could cool those up. for
Yeah,
you."
boom, boom, cut. Put some fabric
Yep,
in there.
little
They
sew.
blast out the bottom.
So, I think there's no question about whether you were a hippie
Right.
at one point in time.
Yeah,
Hippie
for sure.
tendencies, no question. There's some.
I think in the past you were definitely as a young man you were definitely a very
Yeah.
I mean probably one of the hardest cases that we've seen
Yeah.
of young
Oh,
hippies.
Because
I think
you're like a hardcore turn.
because you had dreadlocks, you had bandana pants, you were going to jam shows. I mean,
You were-
Yeah,
I
those are
assume
hippie
you were
things.
using psychedelics.
I've never weed guy since like high school. Got arrested the first time I ever smoked weed.
Wait,
In,
what?
I was a junior in high school, and my friends were seniors. And on a spring break, we went camping, which I guess in Foster Falls in Tennessee. All these things, all these like waterfalls and stuff. First time I ever smoked weed in my life. And we got a bunch of food to cook over the fire. We're smoking weed on the waterfalls. We come back, the fire's going, the sun's going down, and it's like 5 of us. We have bottles of Jack Daniels, and we're smoking weed. And then 2 park rangers come through, and whatever. We had to go to.
ruined what could have been one of the best nights of your life.
Yeah, and maybe it was the first time I've ever been high, and I'm just like looking at my friend. I'm like, Josh, are we in trouble? And he's like, we're in trouble.
Never ever did that TLC song "Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls" make more sense.
How much trouble did you get in?
So there were 5 of us, and we all got handcuffed and searched in the woods and whatever. I said I hadn't been drinking. I said I hadn't been smoking. So one of the other guys did too, and they didn't they couldn't breath. They didn't have a thing to breathalyze us, and we were walking fine. So we went. We ended up. 3 of the dudes ended up having to stay in jail over the night, while the other 2 of us.
Because they were honest with the cops.
Well,
And were they
someone
were
had to take the
going
blame. I
hard?
guess someone had to take the blame.
Lie to the police. Run from
None of the
police.
weed is any of our. Like someone had to take the blame. So I guess they did. And so it's funny. They actually walked us through the woods, all 5 of us, with one officer before and after us, with us all handcuffed. We had to hike through the woods with our hands handcuffed behind our backs.
How long of a hike?
It's about a mile hike. It was like a long time.
Whoa.
And then me and one of the other
We gotta
dudes-
walk good. We gotta walk good. We're not
Yeah.
drunk. We're not
Yeah.
drunk.
That's the sound of the man working on the chain.
Me and one of the other dudes had to follow the police to the police station, and we slept in the car in the jail parking lot until the next morning. I guess some of their parents wired money, and they got out, and somehow they ended up getting like some warning or some shit, or they had to pay fines, but then that was it. And I didn't even have to tell my parents until I told my parents like 15 years later.
Yeah.
But I didn't get in that much trouble. But still, it's scary when you get arrested.
So currently you own no tie-dye currently.
No tie-dye currently, no.
And you don't love jam bands, but you will occasionally.
I don't hate jam bands.
If it's on, or do you occasionally ever turn it on? Like, will you go, I'll go back and listen to a Fish album?
Very occasionally, I'll put on like Lawn Boy or something. I think I have it on my phone.
They said Marciana did not like Fish, but she liked the Rift album for some reason. She had that, like,
Yeah,
so it
sure.
seems like sometimes people will attach to one album and they're like,
I will listen
Or none.
to
or none. Yeah, will not attach to it.
I will listen to real old like 70s proggy stuff like Yes and stuff like regularly.
yeah.
But I don't know. I mean,
Steely Dan, you like Steely Dan?
I like Steely Dan, but I'm not like huge into Steely Dan like a lot of people are. But like Yes, I'll listen to a lot. I've gone to see Yes, and they'll have like, you know, the weird like mushroomy fucking things floating around the drum set and stuff like that. It was a long time ago I saw them. But yeah, I don't know. I like trippy stuff.
Okay.
I like to smoke weed and do stuff.
Yeah.
I think you might be a little recovered though. I don't know. Because you don't have any crystals. You don't have any.
No Birkenstocks.
No Birkenstocks, no open. In fact,
I trim my
the idea
You
of
trim your pubes, you cut your dreads.
You hate Bush.
I don't.
I do. The cosmic element of 2 virgin dreadlocks, like just breaking the seal, that one cracks me up. It's working.
I miss them too. I miss like laying on my back and having them like it being in a pillow of them.
Yeah. Wow.
So why don't you go back? Would you feel like it would be inappropriate for you to have dreadlocks?
I do think it would be
You feel
inappropriate.
like you're too old for it?
I would. I
He
honestly.
thinks it would be inappropriate.
I do think it'd be inappropriate. I don't know.
Look, I didn't choose this dreadlock. I chose the braid.
Well, you're
the dreadlock.
You.
chose me.
You. Do you both consider yourselves hippies?
I kind of identify that way for sure.
I think you're.
I think that Zach is a hippie in a different. I think we're in different senses for sure.
I think maybe on a spectrum of hippie, I think it's boom, boom, boom. But I don't put you. There's a kind of hippie that it's like, fuck, this dude like went too far. It's just
oh
like,
yeah, the guys with
off
like the
grid.
60-yard stare.
Yeah,
And,
perma-stoned, like, I mean, I knew this one hippie that lost it in college and started going on the psychedelics and stuff. And next time I saw him, I don't even know what it had. Like his teeth just looked like he just like one tooth, like all his teeth had combined into one. Which I'm like, I don't know if it was. I don't know what that had to do. Somehow that had a drug-related
brushing
thing.
his
It
teeth.
seemed like he stopped brushing his teeth.
He might have started eating grass. I met
know-
a guy in San
grazing.
Francisco once that was like, all you need is grass. And he was eating grass
yeah.
in a park.
And as a
Grazing
person
in
who
the
has
park.
studied nutrition, you do need more than grass.
Wait, you studied nutrition?
When I say study nutrition, I've just gone into I hate to be called out on that because now I have to embarrass myself and say no. I've just gone through.
I just read the internet.
I've gone
I just went
through-
to Whole Foods once.
I've gone through my like super health phases where I've just gone to my deep dives, but it's not, you know.
Do you know your astrological sign, your zodiac?
Yeah, I know I'm a Capricorn.
Okay. Do you identify with that?
I don't know exactly what it means, but every time, no, I don't. I actually couldn't tell you what Capricorn means.
Okay.
Do you know?
You were born in December, right?
I can tell you that. Yes, I was born in December.
Okay. All right.
That's just the only sign I know because a lot of my friends are. I know Capricorn, Sagittarius, and Gemini. When those are.
Yeah.
Other than
I
that,
don't know when any of them
really
are. I couldn't tell you what my wife is as astrological sign.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you what anybody. I don't know. I don't know the dates of. I know.
Well, how did you
I
know that
there's
you
December.
two were compatible?
Yeah. If you didn't look to the stars, how did you know it would last?
Because I was inside of her. I'm like, this works.
Did
This
you ever
works.
used to have dreadlocks? I did.
I love everyone. Everyone I've dated, like in my adult life, has always been like, if I knew you, I would have been so into you. And I'm like, no, you wouldn't have. I know firsthand. I know that the only women who are into white guys with dreads are white women with worse dreads than the guy.
I think
It was a very popular thing. Like there was this guy in my high school who had dreads who was getting like all the chicks wanted him, and I was like, that's why I wanted dreads because I was like, man, I had long hair already, and I was doing pretty good, and I was like, man, if I get these dreads, I'm gonna really be killing it.
I was not doing well.
When Marciana and I first started dating, there was a guy. I think I saw him once, and they just called him HGD, which was hot. No, HDG. Yeah, hot dread guy. Like they didn't know him. They lived in the same building. And I'm not going to lie, I was like kind of getting pissy, and I was like, who the fuck's this fucking hot dude you keep talking about? And then one day I saw him, and I was like, I get it.
Did you ever have a full head of dreads?
No, I never. This is the only dread I've ever owned.
Oh, okay.
And
I've never owned.
Yeah, and I'm not
See,
taking the
AJ
best
was
care
pretty
of it.
clean
name
cut
it?
when he was young.
What's that?
Did you name it?
No, is that a thing you're supposed to do?
I don't know. You could. It's who's Dreddy Van Halen.
Dreddy Van Halen.
Dreadward
huh?
Norton. I
Dreadward
mean, Ed is a good way to go for
Yeah.
sure. A Fred, if there's a Dread Savage. I don't know.
Dread Savage, Dread Flintstone.
Dread Flintstone's great. Dread Flintstone. I love it. You can think on it. Just, could be a lady too.
Yeah, I was kind of
Call it
clean cut guy.
gross. No.
Dread Grossman. Yeah, that was the question I needed to figure out where I was going.
Well,
all right, where can they find you?
Guys, you can find me. I think the two. What do we plug now? Instagram, is that the only thing people care about?
Websites, Instagram,
I
albums.
did I recorded. I just taped my second hour special.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
With who?
With Blonde Medicine was a production company, but then it'll be done editing in 2 months, maybe 3 months.
Okay.
And then we'll send it to all the people you try to sell it to.
Yeah.
And maybe one of them will like it.
Okay, so
And-
it's in processing, but no release date right now.
No, we literally they're editing the first cut right now.
Oh,
so
wonderful.
it's like fresh, brand new. But and then so we'll, I imagine in the next 2 or 3 months we'll know where it's going. And if it doesn't, no one buys it, it'll be like what everyone's doing is putting on YouTube. But it's gonna be great. It looks fucking awesome. It looks way
Yeah?
better than my last one. I'm excited about
Where
it.
did you record, if you don't mind me asking? Like
New
location?
comedy club in DC called Hotbed.
Okay.
Have you been to DC?
I have
to do
not.
comedy.
I have.
There's Sean Joyce. He was running like the Big Hunt shows, and he was booking the Draft House. He opened a new club in the last year called Hotbed. That is awesome. It's literally I was just touring last year, and I was doing a weekend at that club, and first show ended, and I was like, I want to record it here. It's just like awesome.
DC rules.
DC is such an awesome comedy city.
Yeah.
All the local
think that was-
comedians are so good.
That was Rory Scovel's come up. I think he was in DC for a long time,
Oh, yeah?
studying improv and everything. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I didn't know. I've only known Roy since New York. I guess I didn't know where he came from before New York, other than I knew he was Southern, maybe one of the Carolinas or something.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, we recorded that, and I'm like, like a lot of comedians, I post clips and stuff every day. So Instagram and TikTok are Adam D Newman.
Adam
D
Newman.
D stands for dreads, and
Adam Dread Newman.
Adam Dread Newman, and I post clips every day. And so if you like me, go there, because when the new special comes out, I'll post clips there, and you'll know where to find it.
Hell yeah.
Awesome. Do we want to make the call?
Yeah.
Adam, we're about to find out if you are or are not a hippie.
So
3.
on Dead, on the Grateful
Dead? Is that what we're doing? Okay.
I don't know. I'm like, maybe like we can get more creative in these numbers.
Yeah, how about-
what is it? We need
How
a
about
better system
for him.
this.
How about it's Dread on 3?
Grateful
so the
Dread.
Grateful Dread, and then we do it.
All right.
All right, ready?
All right.
The Grateful dread, not hippie. Holy shit.
All right. I've done a lot of hippie things. And then came out not hippie on the other end.
What sold
but I'm a hippie ally, right?
No, 100%. I believe that you were a hippie. And when Zach was like, I think you're kind of reformed, the Zodiac is what pushed me over. That's when I was like, okay.
Okay.
Because it would be hard to identify, I feel, as a hippie and just go, well, I'm a Capricorn, but I don't know anything about it. And I was like, that one solidified me.
Interesting. So you think in order to be a hippie, you really gotta get somehow involved in the astrological stuff?
Not necessarily. Like if there were other things that pushed really hard on the other side, I'd be like, okay. Like
I mean, no hippie footwear.
Yeah.
No
tie-dye,
crystals.
no current tie-dye.
No tie-dye. No.
I figured dreads would be like dreads would
were
weigh
heavy.
heavy.
I mean,
Dreads would weigh
really,
heavy.
the biggest thing against you is that you play an acoustic guitar.
Wait. Here's the thing. I am mostly. I'm like my thing is shred electric guitar.
Yeah.
That is my favorite thing by far. And I will find
they
a
just
way.
don't transport well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna find a way to make that work in comedy. But right now, I'm finding that the
God, what's his
acoustic is a
name?
lot more
Who rips the
accessible.
electric and,
Brendan Small.
No, Dan.
Dave Hill.
Dave Hill.
Yeah, both Dave Hill
Hill's
and Brendan
great.
Hill and Brendan Small are the two guys I've seen pull off really great shreddy electric stuff live.
yeah.
But I also don't want to do the same thing that they're doing. So I'm trying to find ways
I'm
to
not that
make
good
it
of a
work for
guitar
me.
player.
Yeah.
Last time I did your show, you picked up the guitar and closed out with it,
Yeah,
and I thought it was good. Anyway, we're gonna go jam.
Yeah.
So,
Jam on some coffee. Let's get noodly.
but yeah, thanks so much for doing the show.
Yeah.
And make sure and get
on
on
the
the motherfucking.
Bus. You say bus? Bus. Yeah, we said bus. Still can't. Still have no idea. Bus. Maybe you need a spot of tea. Bus. Like a school bus? Yeah, like a magic bus. Magic bus!